Hello, so I'm currently studying media for AS, and right now we are doing research on genre and audience. Of course, you're probably going to ask why. Well, it's to do with our main task, which is producing a 5-minute bulletin to do with local radio, and we are using a variety, or we could say, a variety of secondary research methods to find out how to produce this bulletin. Of course, I went onto FutureLearn and enrolled, and this helped with my research and planning, as I was able to find out a lot about news values. News values is the guidelines which help journalists make decisions on what news stories to cover. And I needed to know this, so I can put this into our main task and find out which stories would be best to cover. And we analysed 2 local radio shows, and my 2 that I chose were BBC London 94.9 and BBC Surrey. Both included codes and conventions, which I then analysed as content analysis, as you can see. By doing this, I was able to point out the news values from each story, which was very efficient, as I'd be able to use this later on in my real practical work. We also had to understand audiences, which was so I could find out more about the audience, so that could give us better insight into how we'd be able to get a story which will actually interest the audience, rather than just be one that's just informative, because it should also be creative. Here I spoke about dominant, negotiated and oppositional readings, which is in media people may misinterpret information. So for example, some people might read the news and look at an article which is talking about war, and so of course everyone will have different opinions. Not everyone will think the same about the story. Like, some would be against the view, some people might be for that view, or some people might just be in the middle. So what this is trying to say is that there are different views, and people will always have a different view to it compared to what the actual story is depicting. So this of course is going to help my research, because I'll be able to see if the audience will actually be able to interpret it better than if I was to get a story which it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, we did a lot about locality too, as we're focusing on local radio news. That's the main aspect of everything, and I think locality is basically the area in which you live, and it's part of what we do, and as it brings our image of who we are and our personalities. So I think knowing what local means is good in order to understand how the audience may feel about local radio. So yeah, that's currently what we're doing. So yeah, see ya.